Greetings and welcome to the NewsRamp Finance Podcast. I'm your host, Max Newsman, delighted to have you with us as we explore today's top stories. At newsramp.com, we curate business news from the best newswires, bringing you the most relevant updates. Before we dive in, just a quick heads up. While AI assists in producing this podcast and generating the voices, the news stories are all real. You can read the full articles on newsramp.com. Today is Friday evening, October 31st, 2025, and we have a great mix of finance headlines lined up for you. So whether you're on the go, working out, or just relaxing, stay with us as we get started. Here's our first headline.
Stonegate Capital Partners updates coverage on CVEO Corporation, CVEO, 2025 Q3. Stonegate Capital Partners has updated their coverage on CVEO Corporation for the third quarter of 2025. CVEO reported revenue of $170.5 million and adjusted EBITDA of $28.8 million, slightly below estimates. The increase in EBITDA was driven by strength in Australia and cost-cutting initiatives in Canada. Operating cash flow was $13.8 million, with $5.6 million in capital expenditures. The company ended the quarter with net debt of $170 million. In Canada, revenue was $46 million, with adjusted EBITDA of $8 million, showing improvement despite a decline in billed rooms. In Australia, revenue was up 7% to $124.5 million, with adjusted EBITDA up 19% to $26.7 million. The company continues to focus on capital allocation with a share repurchase program and guidance for 2025 and 2026. Valuation analysis suggests a range of $26.73 to $31.99 cents using DCF and $27.82 to $31.58 using EV/EBITDA. Stonegate Capital Partners updates coverage on Alliance Resource Partners LP, NASDAQ, 2025 Q3. Stonegate Capital Partners has updated coverage on Alliance Resource Partners LP, NASDAQ ARLP for the 2025 Q3. ARLP had a strong quarter with higher coal volumes and improved unit costs, resulting in a 6.9% decrease in total revenues to $571.4 million. Net income rose to $95.1 million, supported by lower operating costs and higher investment income. Adjusted EBITDA increased by 14.8% to $185.8 million. ARLP tightened FY25 guidance, expecting 4Q25 results similar to 3Q25. Quarterly results showed revenue, AJED, and ADJ EPS of $547.5 million, $161.9 million, and .46 respectively. Coal sales revenue was $511.6 million, with sales volumes up 3.9% YoY. ARLP ended the quarter with strong liquidity and cash flow, holding $541 million in total liquidity and $94.5 million in cash. The partnership returns a quarterly cash distribution of 60 cents per unit.
Stonegate Capital Partners updates 3Q25 report on OPFI. Stonegate Capital Partners has updated their 3Q25 report on OPFI Inc. OPFI reported revenue of $155.1 million, with adjusted net income of $40.7 million and adjusted EPS of .46. Net revenue margin was 67.4%, showing a year-over-year expansion of 70 basis points from 3Q24. The strong performance was driven by record total revenue, growth in originations, operating discipline, and scale benefits. OPFI ended 3Q25 with $75.2 million in cash and restricted cash, maintaining a total funding capacity of $600.2 million. Total net originations for 3Q25 increased by 12.5% year-over-year to $246.1 million. The company raised the low end of its FY25 revenue guidance to $590 to $605 million and adjusted net income guidance to $137 to $142 million. Stonegate uses a PE multiple range of 8.5x to 9.5x for valuation, resulting in a valuation range of $14.56 to $16.28, with a midpoint of $15.42.
Stonegate updates coverage on NCS Multistage Holdings, Inc., NCSM 2025 Q3. Stonegate Capital Partners has updated their coverage on NCS Multistage Holdings, Inc., NCSM, for the third quarter of 2025. During this period, NCSM reported total revenues of $46.5 million, showing a 6.0% year-over-year increase. driven by strong U.S. and international product sales, particularly in fracturing systems and wellbore construction. Adjusted gross margins came in at 41.7%. Looking ahead, Stonegate expects modest revenue and margin growth for the remainder of FY25, supported by core product lines and contributions from the recent ResMetrics acquisition. NCSM also reported solid quarterly results, with revenue, gross profit, and EBIT exceeding estimates. The company ended 3Q25 with a strong liquidity position of $44.7 million. The integration of ResMetrics is progressing well, with expected synergies and growth opportunities. Management has provided updated guidance for 4Q25 and FY25, with modest adjustments to their valuation model, resulting in a midpoint valuation range of $52.05 based on DCF analysis.
D-Wave Quantum, QBTS, to report third quarter fiscal 2025 financial results on November 6. D-Wave Quantum Inc. QBTS will report its financial results for the third quarter of fiscal year 2025 on November 6. The press release will be available on the D-Wave Investor Relations website. A conference call will be held on the same day at 8 a.m. Eastern Time to discuss the results and business outlook. CEO Dr. Alan Baratz and CFO John Markovich will participate. D-Wave is a leader in quantum computing systems, software, and services, offering the world's first commercial quantum computers. Customers can access quantum cloud services with high availability. The company addresses optimization, artificial intelligence, and research challenges. Forward-looking statements caution investors about potential risks and uncertainties. For more information, visit www.dwavequantum.com.
Optimism regarding U.S.-China talks drives copper price to near record. The price of copper has surged significantly, climbing towards last year's record highs, fueled by tightening supplies and renewed optimism about global demand, especially with hopes for progress in U.S.-China trade talks. Firms like Tor Metals Inc. TSX TMET are capitalizing on this momentum to attract more investors. For more information on Tor Metals Inc., visit the company's newsroom. Mining Newswire is a specialized platform focusing on developments in the global mining and resources sectors, offering a wide array of tailored corporate communications solutions to reach a broad audience of investors, influencers, consumers, journalists, and the general public. To stay updated, visit Mining Newswire's website. Thank you for joining us today. That's it for this episode of the NewsRamp Finance Podcast. As a reminder, NewsRamp curates news from leading newswires like Newsworthy.ai, 24/7pressrelease.com, NewsDirect.com, and BlockchainWire.io. We encourage you to visit NewsRamp.com to read all of today's news.